Welcome to Being Human. Today's question is, what is state-run media? State-run media is when news organizations, radio stations, or social media platforms are owned or controlled by the government or leaders in government. As you know, this can be a very dangerous thing whenever the government has full control of any media outlet, because then they can control the narrative. Remember, at the end of the day, governments are serving the voice of the people. Government should not be manipulating the people to believe what's needed in order for government to achieve what they personally want. That's the wrong way for government to operate. They've always been the voice of the people. So there are two types of state-run media. There is partial control, which it's actually practiced in most democratic countries, where it's actually a publicly funded media outlet, but they're also receiving partial funding from governments, and they still maintain independent journalism. A good example of this is actually the BBC. You'll see that in the UK. But then there's full control of state-run media, and you'll see this in Russia, you'll see this in China, and in North Korea today. Actually, a good example is Russia's RT, or Russia Today. So they were founded in 2005, and since then they have been used as a tool by Putin for Putin to be able to control the narrative of what the Russian people hear. And they've actually been called out by multiple watchdogs and are well known across Western civilizations, including the United States, to be a propaganda media outlet. So historically, state-run media has been around for centuries, and even in imperial China, China used to control the only printing press. So they would be able to control the narrative by sending out the only newspaper from providing government narratives. So this has been happening for centuries and has been evolving along with technological advancements. Now, if you think about today, the most technological advancement for communication is social media platforms. Now, can you think of any social media platforms that are owned or controlled by government or leaders in government? Now, I hope this answers some of your questions about state-run media, and we'll talk soon.